Well, they are blowing things out of proportion. A by-election is a small matter. So why does the whole government descend there? And the DPIA has camped there. After they realized that Cecil Mbarire, Governor Cecil Mbarire and CS Ruku was scuttled the moment Gachagua landed. When Gachagua landed, it's like the eagle had landed. Women delivering in public health facilities must go with a jerrycan of water. Ask women, ask anybody. Women in this country delivering in public health facilities. Paka watu waende na maji. And it's the same country that is going to spend 240 million shillings in a by-election for a senator. Let us say Newton Karish, I remember him as Mwanagangara. If he wins by getting 60% of the votes, or 65%, the opposition should be very worried. Yeah. This is a place where they should get 90%, 80% for them to convince us that they have the mountain. But in terms of who is the kingpin, and it's not a very easy question to answer. You may not tell for sure who is the kingpin of Mount Kenya, but you can tell with certainty who is not. Kindiki is not the kingpin, and he will not be the kingpin, and he cannot be the kingpin.
Very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Candid Talk. This is Kenya's most comprehensive political and public governance analysis show. Definitely, I'm talking about the Candid Talk. I'm here with the Professor Herman Manyora, all the way from the University of Nairobi, and of course the western side of this country, particularly Vihiga County. Professor, how are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm seeing the battle and the war between the Deputy President Rigathi, the Deputy President, the current Deputy President Kindiki, and of course the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. I remember the last time we had a conversation here about President Uhuru Kenyatta. You were telling me here that we cannot refer to him as the former. Once a president, always a president. Yeah,
president. You know, Kenyans must learn this thing. President Uhuru Kenyatta, President Daniel Arap Moi, President Jomo Kenyatta. But the sitting president, the president, or the president, if you want.
Okay.
So, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, DP Kindiki. Yeah. Yes.
Let's wait and see. But then you see some people get confused when you talk of.
That's why somebody is an ambassador. When somebody is an ambassador, they are no longer ambassador, but you hear Ambassador Manyora. That's how it is. Definitely. Senator so-and-so, Senator Hillary Clinton. You know, you unless you now get a higher position, you maintain that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So something funny is happening between the second Deputy President of the Republican, of course the third one now, Kindiki, and Rigathi Gachagua over who controls the mountain. And of course that has been well seen in the recent campaigns that are going on in Mbeere North. It seems as if this particular by-election is going to be very significant, as we just had this conversation here. What do you make of their campaign strategy? These people are going head to head up to a point where they go to the grassroots, mingle with people on the ground, try convincing them. How do you think this actually plays out in the long run when you look at the kind of strategies that they are trying to implement in order to woo voters towards their candidates?
Well, they are blowing things out of proportion. A by-election is a small matter. So why does the whole government descend there? And the DPIA has camped there. After they realized that Cecil Mbarire, Governor Cecil Mbarire and CS Ruku was scuttled the moment Gachagua landed. When Gachagua landed, it's like the eagle had landed. They was scampering for safety. Cecil Mbarire was ducking. CS Ruku was going under the bed. So Ruto then deployed Kindiki. Ni noma si noma, ni fuaya si fuaya.
Fuaya si peri, si
So That's what's going on. They are doing things we have seen over the years. That's normal. There's nothing new they are doing. They're just campaigning and squandering resources. And I keep telling Africans, you'll continue being the laughing stock of the world.
Why?
You are wasteful, and then you go begging. I saw something in social media, whether it is right or wrong, I don't know. It could be correct, it may be fake news, whatever, but it speaks to what I've been saying. Why do we waste so much money in on a by-election? Why can't we have a strategy or a design where if somebody loses their seat, somebody else takes over without taking us through an election? Along the lines of what we do for the presidency. If the presidency falls vacant, we don't go back to the polls. In this constitution, in the old constitution, the vice president would act for 90 days, then an election would be held within the 90 days. In the current constitution, the president vacates office for whatever reason, the deputy succeeds automatically. You save yourself a lot of pain, a lot of trouble, and a lot of money. So it was a letter from a lawyer wanting to know how much the last 3 by-elections cost. You know, in Kandara, Alice Wahome had become CS, so there was a by-election. Murkomen, senator, by-election. And Wetangula, speaker, by-election. Do you know, on average, this is a response from IBC, if it is correct, because there's so much fake news. But it's a figure, you know, to be almost around there. $250 million. $250 million to conduct a miserable by-election for senator. 50 million shillings. That's the official figure. There are other things, other incidentals. Government vehicles will go there, what have you, people will take per diem, many other things. But the official figure in terms of the ballot papers and paying the polling clerks, and 50 million to conduct a by-election in Kandara.
You said a quota should be around 250. I'm
saying a constituency in Kandara, a county, Elgeyo Marakwet, where Murkomen was, a county, Bungoma, where Papa Oroma was. Look at that amount of money. For the 2 senatorial by-elections, it's about $500 million shillings. You can only be a mad person to do that. A miserable by-election to produce some miserable person to take them to parliament or to senate, wherever you are taking them. To spend a poor country where children cannot access drugs, where children are writing on their laps under very funny conditions, and you are willing to squander that kind of money. Anyway, so to answer your question, yes, what is happening? They are fighting for the votes. They are not sparing any resources. I'm sure the government is spending without limits. The joke of town is that if you are broke, just run to Mbeere North and hire a motorbike. You move from rally to rally. If you can move to 4 rallies, that's 4,000 shillings.
You're a rich man.
You pay the Nduthi man 500. You remain with your 3,500.
Definitely. On what you were saying regarding how expensive these by-elections
are. They're very expensive.
Could we actually have a structure of maybe having the first runners-up take over immediately?
We can think about it. We can think about it. The only argument people have is that people will kill others. Definitely. Why are deputy presidents not killing presidents to become president? Why are governors not being killed by their deputies? That is a stupid argument. But you see, when you are crafting, the problem with this country, we rarely think when you are doing something. When you are crafting it, you'll think. You won't just say run up. There will be conditions. Let's say there's a by-election with a constituency with 100,000 registered voters. Number one, 60,000 turn up. Number one has 55,000 votes. Number two has 2,000. There must be something to say, unless you got a certain amount of those votes, a certain percentage, you cannot automatically succeed. So you are taking care of joyriders, jokers. So I say you can only succeed an MP who dies or something like that if you garnered at least, maybe 25% of the total votes cast. You can't get 500 votes against somebody's 43,000. Then he dies, then you want to be the next step. No, things like those.
Okay.
And then we shall also put an inquiry. If an MP dies, there will be an inquiry to inquire into his death speedily within 30 days. If foul play is suspected, then people go to the elections. But if the inquiry or inquiry then confirms that this was a natural death, it was a natural accident, it was blah, 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 then the next person succeeds. We will have to think about it. But honestly, for a poor country, there have been by-elections where somebody's going in for only 6 months. 6 months. 6 months. You saw Kawanjiko, I don't know how long they were. It can only come from a stupid person. I'm sorry to use this word stupid. But it's the most fitting word to describe many of the things we do in this country. And the people who run this country. Only that word can describe the actions and the people. How can a poor country, where women are dying during child labor, childbirth, where women deliver under conditions that can only be accepted if it was in the 18th century. Women delivering in public health facilities must go with a jerrycan of water. Ask women, ask anybody. Women in this country delivering in public health facilities. Paka watu waende na maji. And it's the same country that is going to spend 240 million shillings in a by-election for a senator. Does it make sense to you?
It doesn't make sense. But that
the same country goes to Greece, a poor country, to print ballot papers. What are we talking about?
And those things can be printed right within.
What are we talking? We were printing money here. And we can't print exams. We print money. Here, Ruaraka. You can see when I say we are stupid people. Some people say Manyora wewe unatukana wa Kenya. Wa Kenya ni wajinga. You cannot have comfort in printing currency, legal tender, pesa. You can print money in your country. But exams you go and print from London. What kind of people are you? You print money here in Ruaraka, but you go to Greece, a poor country, to go and print ballot papers at terrible costs. We must learn to be people who are sensitive to the suffering of our people.
Definitely.
Yes.
No, I think the problem now stems all the way from the leadership that we have. But let's get back to the mountain in this poor and
I'm sorry to have taken you away. I'm very passionate about this country.
Yes, I do understand. Let's get back to the battle that we're seeing in the mountain here. First of all, you've not answered my question on whether these strategies that these two sides are actually employing right now, going down there to the grounds, even talking to people and mingling with them in the manner in which I saw Professor Kindiki and Rigathi Gachagua do, will actually pay off in the long run.
It will, because in a by-election, it is more important to mobilize people to go and vote than to seek for votes. If you spend so much time looking for votes, convincing people to vote for you, and your opponent actually mobilizes people to go and for the turnout is always very low in a by-election. So this house to house, village to village, is a strategy to make people get personal with you and go and vote. But it's also another way of saying we want to bribe voters. Those meet the people, they are going to bribe people in their houses. They are going to give them money. Both sides. So you see Kindiki there, he may not give himself, but they make sure the camera is not, because it's an offense, they make sure the camera, after he has greeted those people, when the deputy president is moving the other side, there are people behind him dishing money, the same people. The camera is, you make sure there's no camera, nobody has a phone there. But some of them are already leaking out, we can see them.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the one way you go house to house, is one way of going to bribe voters directly. Yeah.
Particularly this Mbere North by-election is a very high-stake one. And I'm trying to look at the kind of moves that these people are actually making. I'm getting to know that they even go to a point where they trail each other. One camp lives here.
Yeah. Somebody was
yes.
talking about Kindiki.
Yes.
Kindiki using all the tactics. And wherever Gachagua goes, Kindiki goes there.
He goes there, make sure that he wipes away
you know, boys with their memes. They are showing Gachagua moving with that stick in the morning. Then again, after that, you can see, in really thing, you can now see Kindiki also now with his stick, doing exactly what Gachagua was doing. So the boys now saw Gachagua somewhere seated with people, chini kwa ground. Wakasema tomorrow Kindiki atakaa chini namna hii.
This is the eastern side of the mountain, yes, where the influence of Gachagua, the perception is that it's not as strong as it is on the western side. Do you think that his influence can actually prevail upon the voters here, so that
of course,
at the end of the day, the DP candidate actually...
The DP candidate will win the election unless the election is massively rigged. You have to rig for Newton Karish to lose. But it will make a state, it will send a statement. And this is where the opposition ought to be very careful.
Yes.
Let us say Newton Karish, I remember him as Mwanagangara. If he wins by getting 60% of the votes, or 65, the opposition should be very worried. Yeah. This is a place where they should get 90%, 80% for them to convince us that they have the mountain. Malaba the same. If Sadi Panyakon barely scratches through with 52%, 51% of the votes, the opposition should be worried. And the Ruto should go home smiling. This is the reality of politics. You are supposed to whitewash Ruto and Mbere. Completely. There should be no contest. The opposition has to be very careful.
Okay.
Yeah. And it is an opportunity for the opposition to see the sort of underhand deals UDA and government may deploy in 2027. Yeah.
So that they may be able to deal with them before then.
If you cannot handle the games that are usually played by those in power, if you cannot handle them in Malaba and Bere North and Magarini, only 3 constituencies, how will you handle 290 and you don't have the wherewithal? You are not as well resourced as Ruto.
You do not have the necessary machinery.
You don't have the machinery, you don't have the resources, you don't have the security. Ruto will have the state security, the resources, the organizational capacity these people have, the infrastructure of government. He can have his presence in every one of those 290 constituencies. In each ward, 1450 or so wards. How will the opposition manage him? If they cannot manage these 3 constituencies. This is now a test. And the test is not in winning. It is how comfortable the win is. In Mbere North, DP must get 80%, 75%. For me to be convinced, they will keep out Ruto in 2027. If they win by 60, 58%, 55%, I will tell them, go back to the drawing board. You will not manage Ruto.
Okay. Look at it from this other perspective as well. Of course, we are looking at a situation whereby the debate on who says war, who calls the shots in the mountain, the so-called regional kingpin from this particular area, has also been brought on board. Of course, Professor Kindiki saying that he's the senior-most political leader from this particular region, and therefore he deserves that particular chance to say where the community goes, of course, give direction. And on the other hand, Rigathi Gachagua is telling President William Ruto to stop sending wafanyikazi, come there alone. That is how he's actually referring to DP Kindiki. Look at it this way. How do you make of how this battle is actually moving forward on who says what? And will the outcome of this by-election actually settle this debate once and for all?
It can, it may and it may not. But in terms of who is the kingpin, and it's not a very easy question to answer. You may not tell for sure who is the kingpin of Mount Kenya, but you can tell with certainty who is not. Kindiki is not the kingpin, and he will not be the kingpin, and he cannot be the kingpin.
What about his statement on
For him, you first of all rule out Kindiki. He's not the kingpin, he will not be the kingpin, and the Kindiki cannot speak for the mountain.
Is there any relationship between him being the kingpin and him being the senior most leader in this
I'm getting there.
Yes.
He's not the kingpin, and he will not be the kingpin.
Okay.
Kindiki does not speak for the mountain. And I'm now going to explain now the difference. So when you talk of the kingpin, again, you must ask yourself, what do you mean? If kingpin means somebody who has been there longest, senior most, then it is Ruto. It is Uhuru. It's not Kindiki. There are other people who have been there much longer than Kindiki. Kina Irungu Kangata have been there from MCA to MP, now to senator to governor. So what is he saying? Then it should be Irungu Kangata. It should be others who have been there longer than him. He came in 2013 straight from the classroom. So 2013, and there are people who have been there for many years. It is not him. So it's not that kind of seniority. Then it's a question, is it a person who calls the shots? If kingpin means a person who calls the shots, then it's Rigathi Gachagua. A person whose word is like law. What he says is what happens. A person you go to if you want to be elected, that person in the mountain is Gachagua. A man who controls a party or a woman who controls a party of the day. The party of the day in Mount Kenya is DCP. The party leader of DCP is Rigathi Gachagua. But again, you may look at the kingpin as a person who has some spiritual connection with the people. Some kind of, the way Kalonzo is with the Kambas. If you are looking for that kind of person, or Raila was with the Luos, Ruto with the Kalenjin, then that kind of person, for now, it is still Uhuru Kenyatta. He still has some spiritual connection with the people. But the person who calls the shot on the mountain is not in doubt. And we are not saying this because we hate anybody. We have nothing to lose or to gain. Kindiki is a good guy. He has even bought me tea one day, I think. Yeah? He's a good guy. But he's not the kingpin. He cannot speak for the mountain. The person who speaks for the mountain now is Rigathi Gachagua. And it's not about seniority. Seniority in which case? Kindiki joined parliament in 2013.
What do you mean by speaking for the mountain? Speaking to
a person whose word is like law. What he says goes.
Because if at all we are to
if you want to run, if you want to become governor or a senator in Mount Kenya, or MP or MC or women rep, please, you must know where Gachagua is. You must go and say hi to him. Otherwise, your chances of winning are almost zero.
What if we're looking
That's what I'm talking about.
What if we're looking at it in terms of speaking for the mountain here, being meaning being the bridge between the people here and the government of the day, so to say?
That is which
in
people
nutshell,
now?
representing the interests of the people here.
It is a question of which people. Which people? Kindiki,
in this case, we're talking about the people of the mountain.
Kindiki speaks for those who value Ruto. Those who still work with Ruto. Those are Mount Kenya MPs. And they have been conceived, they have been perceived as traitors. And they are presented as such. So if Kindiki is a leader to the traitors, to what extent can he be said to be speaking for the mountain? The person who speaks for the mountain. Actually, the Kikuyu say this, the Mount Kenya people say, people don't follow the leaders. People start, then the leaders follow. So Gachagua is following the people. And the people are busy running away from Ruto. And Gachagua is running the opposite, and he's running the opposite direction. So at least Gachagua with the people who are running away from Ruto. Kindiki is running in the opposite direction. How can he then be speaking for Mount Kenya people? How? But you see, when it comes to Mberek by-election, these things sometimes just reduce to finances. It is reduced to how much money is being spent and how well it is being spent, not just pouring. the strategies for spending that money. And I've mentioned this before. I've said the opposition has a very high chance of beating Ruto. In fact, I have repeated this many times. If elections were held today and Kalonzo stood against Ruto, Ruto will hardly make 30%. Today, if the elections were held today. But if he was given some time to campaign, he may get to 35%. But I can't know what will happen in 2027. And I want to make this statement. And they must see how the by-elections work. Then they will agree with what I'm telling them. These election resources will be very necessary. They should use the by-election to see that in the absence of resources, don't think one term Ruto must go will help you. It will help you, Kidog, unless you turn one term into a national movement. If you do not succeed to create a 2002 moment, one term Ruto must go will not be enough. Money will play a very crucial role. There will be two things that will decide the next election. Money and the narratives. And there's a way in which both are related. Each of them is related to the other. So, if you want to know money will be important, go to Malaba. And let's wait on 27th. And I'm putting IBC on notice. The only way they can convince me to run an election in 2027 is if I get the results of Malaba before 9 o'clock.
Before 9 o'clock.
And I'm doing this in my video on Saturday. If IBC does not give us the results, final results of Malaba, Mbeere North, Magarini, Kaspur, Ugenya, if they don't give us those, Unguja or Ugenya, one of those. Uguja. If we don't get the results by 9, 10, 11 latest, then I cannot believe they can run the 2027 election. This nonsense of taking 3 years, 3 days to give people a result when India is running 800 or so million votes. 800 or so million votes. And people get results in real time. If IBC cannot deliver these results on the 27th, before 10, 11 o'clock, the same day, they will not convince anybody they can run the 2027. This is the first test. They must give us the election results 9, 8 o'clock. This idea until the following day, when they have nothing to do, they are just in 4 or 5 constituencies out of 290. One ballot. And they will have 6 ballots in 290 constituencies. They will not convince me they will run that election. The first test to IBC is now. Deliver to us the results of Mbeere North. 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Latest 10 o'clock. If we don't want, after that, we don't want to get results. We shall not believe those results. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a good conversation on what is taking place on the mountain with regards to the campaigns that are going there. It seems that Mbeere North is actually stealing the show in this country at the moment. But will it be a litmus test for the president and, of course, the opposition? Let's wait and see what happens therein. Remember, our faces are right here on the ground, and we'll keep you updated with comprehensive analysis of all that is taking place down there. If at all you're watching us for the first time, kindly subscribe to our channel here and be willing to support us and talk to us down there. Our numbers and our details are down there. You can talk to us even if you have a business outside there. You can partner with us, and we'll be more than glad to help you advertise whatever it is that you are engaged in. Allow me to stop for now till we have this conversation again. Have yourself a lovely day. Thank you for watching. My name is Evans Okinyi.